Good afternoon. Please sit down. Government officials. Mr. President, Your Excellency, Mr. President, Mr. Sunday Gary.
The Chief of Staff to Mr. President. Mr. President, and of course, Mr. President, Daniel, present this afternoon.
Nigerian Football Federation to please make his report.
Leading the delegation here is your delegation, and then make.
Your Excellency, Mr. Maju,
Here, President Mohamed Buhari.
Nigerians, for supporting and putting the weight of the federal government of Nigeria behind the election of Mr. Amaju Melvin Pinnick into the FIFA Executive Committee or Council. Mr. President, Nigeria now has a well-deserved seat at the decision table of one of the greatest sports in the world, which is football. Furthermore, Mr. President, I want to thank you for the support we have received, especially for our football development, because since you became president, you've been able to give special approvals through financial interventions to support our participation at different levels of football competition across the world. I want to thank you most sincerely. Beyond that, I want to thank you, Mr. President, for approving the reclassification of sports as business July last year, when you sat in council and you approved that sports will no longer be regarded as recreation, but will be audited as a business. You also went further to encourage my ministry to come forth with a new sports industry policy that will have a business model around our sports development, as it is the practice in other countries in the world. Mr. President, that draft policy is almost ready. The essence is to attract necessary investments that will lead to the provision of structures, infrastructure, that will provide job for our youth, that will keep sports as one of the areas our youth can keep busy, and eventually contribute to Nigeria's GDP. Mr. President, because football is regarded as the king of all sports, and Nigeria is noted as a great football nation, the NFF, working with the Ministry of Youth and Sport, is working on developing a football master plan, a 10-year football master plan for Nigeria at all levels, youth level, amateur level, professional level, and particularly women football. We want to use football to fully engage our talented youth across the country. Mr. President, I want to also inform that we look forward to a time very soon when you will graciously approve an annual event to decorate on an annual basis worthy sportsmen and women who go out there, give us podium performance, and bring glory to our country in international competitions, that they will be considered for national awards annually. This will encourage them and fuel the spirit of our youth. It will go a long way in reassuring them that you and this country indeed supports them. This team I've come with today, I've been working with our ministry to chart a new course for football development in our country. Football development as a vehicle for social, cultural values, to promote peace and unity, but ultimately to engage our youth, who form 61% of those engaged in sport. Finally, Mr. President, we want to just use this opportunity to solicit your support as our national teams have international engagement for the Cup of Nations next year and World Cup qualifiers. And at 7:30 this afternoon, the Nigerian Super Eagles, they're in Austria, will be playing a friendly match this evening at 7:30. Mr. President, I thank you for this opportunity and good afternoon.
Presence today. First, to thank you for all the support you've given to the Nigerian Football Federation since I assumed office about 7 years ago. You always come to our rescue at every critical time, knowing the salience of the game of football. Mr. President, 2 years ago, it was interesting to know that a boy from the Niger Delta went to Katsina and won a re-election. It's no mean feat, and it's changed the coloration totally about this country. Nobody expected me to do that. Mr. President, I want to thank you. Without you, there's no way I would have won this election into the FIFA Council. Your name is in very, very high positive regard in this continent. From Morocco to Egypt to Cote d'Ivoire to Cameroon to all the countries, Mr. President, the rally support, working with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and also the Ministry of Sports. Mr. President, from the depth of my soul, I want to say very, very big thank you. Mr. President, I want to pledge today to be a wonderful ambassador of this country, knowing your matter of anti-corruption, knowing your matter of change, knowing your matter of putting Nigeria in a pedestal where everybody will say Nigeria and recognize Nigeria. That is a pledge I intend to keep. Mr. President, even though I'm a member of the FIFA Council, I'm also a member of the CAF Executive Committee, I want to also pledge that I'll use this office to work robustly with the Ministry of Youth and Sports in enabling that master plan as it relates to youth development and fashion out a proper transition from the junior category to the intermediate, from the intermediate to the senior categories, which of course is the Super Eagles, in both male and female. It will interest you to know that all we've achieved under your tenure, winning the Women's Nations Cup 3 times, winning the Under-17, coming third in the Nations Cup, I can go on and on, is because of your massive support. The essence of youth development is to take the youth off the streets, is to take them off the creek and give them a life in football. Mr. President, we know that you've been able to create that enabling environment for football to thrive. We want to thank you. We want to also implore you to continue, because with that, football can attain 100% self-funding. With that, we can go out and raise money and partner with the corporates in ensuring that we don't come to you cap in hand, because we know there are challenges that needs. Mr. President, I cannot end this by telling you that the FIFA president, the CAF president, they are indeed very, very thankful to you. And any moment from now, they will come and pay not just a visit, but a true allegiance to the president of a very proud footballing country. Mr. President, I can also tell you clearly that because I was elected, another Nigerian was also re-elected into the FIFA Ethics Committee, which is a matter of your anti-corruption. She is the only African in that committee, but because of the fact that she cannot be seen publicly, she will not be able to make Justice Ayotunde Phillips. She's the only African in the FIFA Ethics Committee adjudicating chambers. It goes enough to show that there's so much confidence in your fight against anti-corruption, and it's under plus to your government. Mr. President, like I said, I can keep talking because I'm very emotional when I'm always in front of you, because you have done what nobody has done in Nigerian football. And we'll continue to support you. We'll continue to stand as your army. We'll continue to stand as a reliable ally, your children, and because we believe in what you are doing. Mr. President, I'll keep saying thank you. I also want to thank the Chief of Staff to the President. He has been amazing. He met with so many ambassadors, the ambassador of Morocco, everybody, in ensuring, because it is not a tea party. There are 211 footballing nations. Only 37 are in this FIFA Council. It is the council that takes all the critical decisions in football globally. I also want to thank my minister, who traveled with me because of the COVID restrictions We're always traveling on charter from one country to the other, trying to enlist their support. So, Mr. President, I want to thank you, while I also say that a little of appreciation should be sent to a country like, especially Morocco, because the Congress was held in Morocco, and His Royal Majesty, the King of Morocco, Mohammed VI, stood 100% and directed that we should be given all the support, all because of you, Mr. President. So I really want to thank you and say that our pledge to you is to ensure that we take football to a very high pedestal in terms of everything. Thank you, Mr. President, and God bless you.
I welcome you to State House, Abuja, this afternoon, and I congratulate you on your new position, which Nigeria has secured on the FIFA Council, Mr. Amaju Pinnick. I congratulate you on your election victory and your new position as a Nigerian candidate, being the third Nigerian to secure such a position. I am sure millions of Nigerians, lovers of football, are also delighted. This position on the Council of World Football Governing Body, FIFA, comes at a time when Nigeria is determined to turn the fortunes of her sports development around through better infrastructure, more investment, both public and private government incentives. This is why we have reclassified sports from mere recreation to business. A new business model for Nigerian sports development will soon be ready. I look forward to it coming to Federal Executive Council. I believe in the potential of sports to promote peace, unity, enhance good health, and promote economy. This position on the FIFA Council will provide benefits that will lead to the advancement of football in Africa and to Nigeria. Without prejudice to the continental nature of your assignment at the Council, I urge you to use your position to ensure Nigeria's sporting image receives a global boost. I know this position will assist Nigeria to get technical and financial support from FIFA, and your position should create a platform for other Nigerians to enter into the FIFA family and other international sports federations. One of the greatest sports is football, and Nigeria is a great football nation. I am myself a keen follower of football, not player. Therefore, I want to see Nigeria's football develop and move in a more dynamic trajectory from football administration to youth and grassroots football, talent hunt, and use of Nigeria's home-based talents. Nigeria also needs a more privatized and better organized football regime that can rival others in Europe and America. Nigeria needs a football master plan that will ensure youth football development. The Nigeria Football Federation must therefore work with the Sports Ministry and football stakeholders to provide Nigeria with a 10-year football master plan. This will be in line with FIFA's commitment to youth football development. I thank you, the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports Development, for the positive energy, patriotism, and the invaluable contributions he brings in manning a very important ministry of youth and sports, which is strategic in molding a better future for the mass of our talented youth and country, and harnessing the innate potentials and talent of Nigerians in sports. This government is committed to turning sports into business. And we hope the expected reviewed sports industry policy will be the catalyst that turns football activities associated with it into key contributors to the national economy as obtainable in other countries. You are now appropriately positioned to bring the international context to the development of football in Nigeria. I urge corporate organizations to invest in Nigeria's sports development, especially football and all other key sports help to keep our youth busy and make our country a great sporting nation. Rest assured of Nigeria's support to ensure that you succeed on the FIFA Council. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you.
This is in New Jersey.
Thank you very much.
Easy. And it's the same.
Thank you.